Well, hey everybody, welcome to the Magician with a Microphone podcast. My name is Chris Langle of Chris Langle Magic, and this podcast probably would have been done about 4 hours ago if the gallery didn't decide to turn into a last-minute hangout. Geez, what a day it's been so far. Kids were up stupid early, like ridiculously early. Like if ridiculous was a time, that's what time they woke up. I don't know. It had to have been about 4 o'clock or something like that. 4:30 in the morning. It was not my time. If you want me to be in a good mood, you wake up at 10. Let me wake up at 10 and I will be in a great mood. Okay? Because you see, to me, being a performer and everything, I have gotten onto that schedule of, all right, well, I don't have anything to do until about 4 o'clock, so let me sleep in, My marketing, especially on like weekdays and stuff, like I'll start marketing at 11 o'clock. To me, 10 o'clock is the perfect wake up time. I also get to sleep at like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, that will affect the whole day, especially the mood of the day if I am woken up early and I can't get the full like rest that I need. So, and that was me today. And that's been me for the last fucking almost 6 months. So yeah. But I was able to get some really good marketing done today. I was supposed to make a couple of phone calls, and unfortunately I got a little sidetracked because here at the gallery became a hangout. We had people coming in, people talking. Now, mind you, I'm not like complaining. They were really cool people. It was great conversation. There was even one guy who was coming in and talking about wrestling. It's like, shit, all right. Told him to listen to the podcast too. But it's like I feel like there are days when I get a lot of stuff done, like yesterday, and then there's days where I should have gotten a lot of stuff done and didn't, like today. But it's all right. There's always a way around everything. There's always another day. So, just booked some theaters and stuff yesterday. I thought that was really good. Couple of places that I wasn't expecting to hear back from too, and it did. So awesome. My friend Mariah actually just left, so she gave me a whole bunch of food. I got like guacamole and like chips and stuff. And I love guacamole. I used to hate it, but I love it now. I don't even know where it's from, but it's guacamole and chips, and let me try it. I can tell you right now, it's not from Chipotle, because these are not lime chips. But they are very good. Give the guacamole maybe like a 6.3. So, let's see. What are we going to talk about today? There's a couple of things that we can talk about today, and wrestling is one of them because, guys, AEW last night started out with an announcement that I thought was going to happen, and then I got a little skeptical because of all of the things that happened in Impact, and then it just confirmed all of the rumors. Tony Khan now owns Ring of Honor. Holy shit. What a surprise there, man. Now, everybody gives Tony Khan a lot of shit. You know why? Because he's always like, oh, I got a big announcement. There's a huge announcement this week. I can understand why people would get mad. But understand something, too. The last time Tony Khan was on television to make an important announcement was when Brody Lee died. So you knew it had to have been something major, especially if he was opening up the show. But when he and then he throws in the line, Shane's not here. It's not Shane. I was like, that's great. That's great. The fact that they would name drop him like that. But nope, Tony Khan now owns Ring of Honor, which basically means that we are going to be getting, hopefully, another show. Everybody's like, oh, all these Ring of Honor talents, and, they're not going to have anywhere to go. WWE's not going to pick them up. Impact's probably going to be limited. Now they got AEW. And, I was calling a couple of guys signing with them, but now I don't really feel like they have to. I mean, they technically are now. But here's my question. Is it going to be Ring of Honor, or is it going to be AEW's Ring of Honor? You know what I mean? And I know they're not going to fuck this up like WWE did with WCW. Because, Tony Khan, I don't think he looks at, those guys as major competition. I don't really think he looks at anybody as major competition with the exception of Vince. But we're going to see what happens. But that means that we're going to have some pretty awesome dream matches, guys. I'm really excited for this tag team division. The Briscoes, you got fucking FTR, you've got, that actually makes me wonder if that whole faction, Honor No More, is going to be coming in. I think that's what their name is. With Vincent, Matt Taven, and Mike Kanellis, Mike Bennett. Jeez, he's not Mike Kanellis anymore. Mike Bennett and fucking, what's his name? PCO. I wonder if they're going to be coming in. But at the same time, I wonder if this bridges the gap between Impact and AEW again. And now that you've got Ring of Honor involved with AEW, and they're involved with Impact, you've also got New Japan, who is now involved with AEW. So are we going to be seeing crazy, Ring of Honor and New Japan clashes? What the fuck is going... the forbidden door has been kicked open. I think Kane ripped the forbidden door off of the cell. It's been opened. There is no closing it. I don't think the fans will allow that to happen. Contractually, I think everybody is under their own contracts, under their own companies still. I know that a lot of people that go between companies, they just sign a one-night deal. I believe that's how it works with a lot of the guys. If they're gonna, say if Matt Cardona is gonna go to a independent promotion, I believe he just signs a one-time deal with them just for that night, and then takes their title and goes back to Impact. I wonder if that's gonna happen. I wonder if AEW is going to start redistributing the contracts so that way they're all under the contract of AEW, but they have the freedom to go to, New Japan or Impact or Ring of Honor or, AEW if they want to just stay. I wonder if that's what's going to happen. Maybe they're going to be given a lot more creative freedom. I'm really hoping that they let these guys work together. And this is the possibility of say if everybody just decides to merge, not as companies, but as talent and just say, you know what, fuck this. Jay White, let him go to Impact. Let's let Wardlow go over to New Japan. Let's have MJF invade Ring of Honor one night. That kind of stuff. Let them intermingle. Let them fucking build up such dude, I would love to see CM Punk back in Ring of Honor. And ironically now they're doing the Ring of Honor Hall of Fame and you're going to have Samoa Joe. He's going to be coming in. The Briscoes. Bryan Danielson. I believe Jay Lethal is going in. And CM Punk. So now you've got this Ring of Honor Hall of Fame. You've already got the Impact Hall of Fame. That's already got people that are in WWE. Dude, there are so many things that you can fucking do. The super shows that they could create would be epic. And honestly, they should make the super shows leap shows. And what I mean by leap shows, once every 4 years. Build up all of that shit once every 4 years. Just have a giant show. Kind of like WrestleMania, only with actual wrestling and no celebrities. With the exception of Shaq. Because Shaq's fucking cool. It's... You gotta wait to see. You don't know what's gonna happen. And I really fucking hope something cool does happen. But, that was the big news. Tony Khan buys Ring of Honor. You can tell he's passionate about wrestling too, man. I really like Tony Khan. I really feel like he's the guy who's going to not save professional wrestling, but make it relevant again. Because let's face it, Vince has killed it. This guac is actually really good. Vince killed it. I don't see WWE ever getting out of the rut that they're in. Now, to me, it doesn't matter how many legends you have. WWE's got this horrible habit of firing talented people who probably have worked their entire lives to get there, only to bring back people who half the time don't give a shit or charge way too much. There's no reason why they had to release 80 wrestlers to bring back Rousey. You know? I mean, I know Saudi Arabia is paying him a whole fuck ton of money. I'm not even going to talk about Saudi Arabia right now. I don't want to get canceled like Phil Mickelson did. Because apparently you mention them and you get canceled. Oh, well, I'm not afraid of getting canceled. Fuck that. I'm going to come back on next week and have another podcast. You want to cancel me? Cool. I'm just going to I'm going to jump ship. I go to another channel. Can't cancel me. You can cancel people who are affected by it. But anyway, I'm pretty sure that Saudi Arabia is getting, they're definitely in the pockets of Vince McMahon and, WWE and all that stuff. So they've obviously got the money to sustain and get all these legends in. But at the same time, here's the other thing you got to think about. Could these guys still do it? Probably not. Goldberg fucking sucks. Undertaker can't wrestle anymore. They want Stone Cold Steve Austin to come in for WrestleMania. And guys, I am so fucking against that. Everybody is talking, oh, Stone Cold Steve Austin, dude, he's going to have a match after 20 years. Bro hasn't wrestled in 20 years. He's got a fused neck, dude. He's not in his ring shape anymore. Yeah, he could throw a stunner every once in a while. You're not going to see him wrestle a full match. Hell no. Would it be a cool draw? Absolutely. But at the same time, because they've got Kevin Owens building up this whole fuck Texas thing. All right, this is what I think they should do. They should build this up like how they were doing it when Heath Slater was fucking around and talking shit about all the legends before the 1000th episode of Raw. All right? Every week they should have a legend come back who's from Texas and kick the shit out of Kevin Owens. But because Kevin Owens is stubborn, he doesn't want to fall, So I think they should have Kerry Von Erich. No, wait, he's dead. Kevin Von Erich. Kevin Von Erich should come back. Put Owens in the claw or something. Have him get out of the way of the stunner and put Owens in the claw. And then the next week, I think they should have JBL should come back and be like, stop talking shit about Texas, or however he talks. And, hit him with a clothesline from hell. Just beat the shit out of him. Then, I think the go-home show, they should have The Undertaker. Okay? Because that would promote the fact that, hey, Undertaker is going in the Hall of Fame, but guess what? Is he going to wrestle? You don't know. Hopefully not, but no. Goes in there, fucking beats the shit out of Owens. Owens doesn't get 2 moves in. Tombstones him. There you go. Walk out into the sunset, see you at the Hall of Fame. Then, Owens should come out at WrestleMania, be like, you know what? All of these Texas has-beens have, come out. Oh, fuck, if only Terry Funk was still available. If only he was, that would be fucking great. All these Texas has-beens, they came out here, they tried to put me down, they tried to stop my momentum, they tried to end my career, they tried to bury me like all of these legends do to all of these upcomers. They try to bury me. Well, there's nobody. There's not a single person here in Texas that'll be able to knock me down again. And then start having him throw a whole bunch of Stone Cold Steve Austin references. I'll drink a beer to commemorate my survival coming into this shithole state. Something along those lines. And then the what chants start. And the Austin chants start. And then all of a sudden, as soon as he's about to walk out of the ring, fuck all of you guys, I'm out of here. Fuck WrestleMania, fuck Texas. Then Austin's music hits. And then Austin comes out on his ATV. And then he goes into the ring and kicks the fucking shit out of Owens. Owens goes in for a stunner. Austin moves. He starts beating the shit out of him. Throws him into the ropes. Does that fucking, Lou Thez press that he did. Or he fucking, starts beating the shit out of him. He brings him into the corner. Stomping mud holes. And then he finally gets him up. Looks him in the eye. Fucking he squares him up. Flips him the bird. And hits him with a stone cold stunner. Owens rolls out of the ring. Austin has a beer bash. Welcome to WrestleMania. That's the fucking end. That's what I think they should do. Don't put him in a match. What if he gets injured? Especially considering who's probably going to be in his corner or who's probably going to get involved with the match. Seth Rollins, who has a history of injuring people. Austin's already got a broken neck. Rollins already broke Sting's neck. Don't put him in a match, dude. No. Fucking don't do it. Vince, I know you're not listening, but I have friends who work with you. Don't fucking do it. Stone Cold will not walk out of that fucking ring if you put him in a match. Let him come in. Let him kick the shit out of somebody without having to take a bump. Let him have his beer bash. Let him go on his way. Do not put him in a match. That would be the equivalent of if you put Undertaker in a match. Don't do it. It's like if Ric Flair came back and wanted to fight Hogan for a vacated title. Don't fucking do it. On paper, it's like, oh shit, Hogan and Flair, dude, Stone Cold Steve Austin. In reality, guys, look at what happened with Goldberg and Undertaker. That was supposed to be, or look at what happened with DX and Brothers of Destruction. All of these matches that look great on paper end up fucking sucking. And you cannot tell me I'm wrong. I legitimately thought Goldberg killed Undertaker in that match. Like, no, don't. And then Goldberg, I guess, set to wrestle at WrestleMania. They got to replace the fact that Shane's not going to be there. Don't do it. It would not be a good idea. That's all I'm saying. Don't do it. And then let's talk about the rest of the WrestleMania card from what we know right now. And I'm probably not going to name everything because I really honestly have not been paying attention to it as much as I should. But here, you got we'll talk about Brock and Roman at the very end because I've talked about that in the past and I feel like I think I know who's going to win. And I think I know what's going to happen. But we'll talk about that at the end. Owens and Austin, hopefully it doesn't happen. Miz and Logan Paul. The fuck? Versus the Mysterios. The fuck, dude? First off, we know what's going to happen. I'm calling it now. Dominic's going to turn on Ray. And fucking Logan's going to get the win because he's a big fucking name. You can't have him lose. I'm calling that now. Dominic is turning on Ray at WrestleMania. And are they going to bring back the Eddie Guerrero, like, is he really my father storyline? I don't fucking know. But I know Dominic is turning on Ray. If he doesn't turn on Ray at WrestleMania, he's going to turn on him at the Raw after. Let's see. What Edge versus AJ, there is no excuse as to why that match isn't going to be the match of the night, possibly match of the year, but there is only one reason why it wouldn't be, and that is because Vince is going to tell them not to wrestle at their full potential. And that match is probably going to be second. Edge turns heel, and I don't really consider Edge turning heel. You can't boo Edge anymore. That era's over. Edge is to the point where he's like Stone Cold. No matter how much dirty shit he does, you're still going to get him cheered. Just like Randy Orton can still pull it off. And Randy's injured. Randy might not make it to Mania. But Edge versus AJ, that's going to be no pun intended, a phenomenal match. If they let them do what they need to do. That's going to be a really good match. Let's see, what are the other matches? Bianca Belair versus Becky, I believe that's the match. That's going to be that's probably going to open up the second night of WrestleMania, because we know that Ronda Rousey and Charlotte's going to close the first night. That one's going to be a squash, I hate to say it. I really don't think that Ronda is going to want to take a hit, especially after all of the bullshit that happened at WrestleMania, what was it? 35? Was it 35? Either way. And don't mind me, I just picked up my phone. I'm going in the back of the gallery and making coffee. So that's probably why it's going to sound a little weird right now. But I don't know. I feel like there is so much shit that they can do with WrestleMania, and I don't even remember the rest of the matches. There's the tag team match, AJ and Edge, which apparently was supposed to be Shane. Apparently, it was supposed to be Shane versus Edge. You're about to hear the Keurig machine. Yeah, allegedly it was supposed to be Shane and Edge, and I don't know how true that is, but that's what I heard. But then Shane got himself fired because he decided to like make the Royal Rumble all about him. Which, Shane, how the fuck are you going to do that? Are you stupid, bro? Come on, man. I sounded like Vince Russo there for a second. Are you stupid, bro? How are you going to do that, bro? And I'm going to be honest with you, bro. Dude, maybe one day I'll get into a whole Vince Russo rant. I got my feelings about him. But seriously, how are you going to make the Royal Rumble about you, dude? Like, no. You don't do that. Let's see. What else? What other matches are there? Fuck. I have a feeling the United States Championship is going to be on the line now that Balor's got it. I feel like it's going to be a rematch. Intercontinental title, is that on the line? I don't know. SmackDown tag team titles are probably not going to be on the line. Raw tag team titles, probably. I also heard it was supposed to be a rumor of Randy Orton versus Matt Riddle, but I don't know if that's going to happen because now that Riddle is injured. Or not Riddle, Orton is injured. Let's see. Oh, wait, no, I think New Day is going after one of the titles. One of the tag team titles, I'm not sure yet. And then the main event, Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, winner take all, title versus title. Fucking I think I have a feeling Lesnar's gonna win. And I feel like they're not gonna unify the titles. I feel like he's gonna be Lesnar 2 belts and he's gonna defend on both ends. But with this new Lesnar, I would like to see that. I'm not even kidding. Somebody's got to dethrone Roman. Roman's pretty stale, if you ask me. I don't know, man. It's like it's been the same shtick for like 2 years now. You know, he's the tribal chief. For a while, you didn't know what was going on between him and Heyman, but now that Heyman's back with him, you kind of fucking know. But yeah. I have a feeling Lesnar's going to win. He's going to end up taking both titles. He's going to defend them on both SmackDown and Raw. But I also think that he's going to be the main attraction on SmackDown because apparently Fox really likes him. Him and Ronda. That's why Ronda's going to win. Because they need another face of SmackDown. So, really quickly, I want to give a huge shout out to everybody who listened to the podcast last week. Now that we're gonna be switching topics because I think that's all the wrestling talk that I have to talk about. Today is Thursday, so I don't even know if there's any wrestling on tonight. There might be AEW. I'm not sure. I don't even pay attention to that shit anymore. I honestly, if I catch it on television, I watch it. If not, I've got like 20 different wrestling pages on Facebook that I'm part of. And I always get updates. So that's, it's like, I might not watch it, but I'm always listening. So I know what's going on. I haven't watched a full episode of Raw in maybe 3 or 4 years. So it's actually quite funny. It's like, me, I used to watch Raw religiously. Religiously. There was a point in time. Actually, here, let me explain to you just how religiously it was, okay? In 2012, 10 years ago, September 10th, the night Jerry Lawler had his heart attack, I got my large intestine removed from my body after suffering with ulcerative colitis for like 4 years. I told them because the surgery was scheduled on a Monday to do the surgery in the morning so I could be alert and awake enough to watch Raw that night. That is how religious I was about watching Raw. I knew it sucked. I stopped watching it after Daniel Bryan won the title at 30 because I thought it was bullshit. And, that could have been a great storyline. But, what can you do? But after I stopped watching it, and I started getting more bookings and everything like that, I was like, yeah, fuck, I gotta catch up, and I just never did. So, but yeah. But yeah, quick shout out to everybody last week who listened to the podcast in its entirety. Rich DiCarlo came on. For those of you who did not listen, Rich DiCarlo came on. I told you guys there was a story that I wanted him to tell for like literally weeks. And his story was about his experiences with the New York Mafia. And for those of you who don't know, just to sum it up really quickly, Rich was not in the Mafia, but his father owned a gas station next to Louis' restaurant. That was a major Mafia hangout, and he was the one who used to park all of the gangsters' cars. So Rich proceeded for two and a half hours. Holy shit. I'm still like blown away that he ended up going on that long. For 2.5 hours, he was talking about his experiences with certain people, with, people that he knew that he didn't even, know the history of, how he got involved. It was a little bit of everything. But if you guys haven't listened to it, it was last week's podcast. I would go ahead and check it out. Honestly, go for a walk. Take the 2 hours to listen to this podcast, because it turns out that a lot of the Mafia movies that you watch are not far off. He witnessed a couple of things, and here's the crazy thing. He told me after we were done recording that he only scratched the top layer of everything that he experienced. He didn't get into the nitty-gritty. So there's a bunch of shit that he never told me or anyone. And I made him tell that story at least 4 times because I was just really interested in it. But I wanted it recorded. So he was, I begged him for weeks and he finally came on. But I'm really happy I was able to get that podcast. Next time he comes on, we're going to be talking about paranormal stuff, talk about ghosts. And he was featured on Ghost Adventures, Ghost Hunters. He used to work with a paranormal research agency. He used to work with the Warrens. The Derby, the Sterling Opera House in Derby, Connecticut, which is one town over, is extremely haunted. And he used to run the ghost tours there. So he's got stories from that. He said he's going to try to dig up some sounds and stuff from that. So I really hope he's able to do that, especially because I know that there's probably people on here who listen who are interested in paranormal shit. I personally don't believe in it, but I always like listening to stories like that because, hey, everybody's got their own experience with things. So let me get really quickly, because I am going to end this podcast soon, because I do have to eat and I have to clean up some things around here. Like I said, this gallery ended up becoming a hangout today, and that was not planned. So let me really quickly get into what I've got planned for the summer, guys. I'm not going to make the official announcement yet, but my tour is looking nice so far. I booked a couple more theaters for it. I booked a bunch of festivals and summer events and food truck fests and private gigs. So I'm going to be very busy this year. So if you guys are ever going to be around the area, you want to see me, come fucking see me. Everything's on my website or my Facebook or just advertised in general because, people do that for me. So, but the theaters, I'm going to be going to Peabody, Massachusetts, just north of Boston. I'm going to be going to Bennington, Vermont, which is I believe it's just over the border of Vermont and Massachusetts. I'm going to be going to Hagerstown, Maryland, hopefully, if everything follows through with that theater, which I'm really hoping it does because there's friends down there that I want to surprise. Let's see, what else? I'm going to a couple places in Connecticut. Going to Rhode Island, hopefully, if they get back to me. Possibly Long Island, New York. Hopefully, again, if they get back to me. And, let's see, there was another one. Oh, New Hampshire. I've got 2 theaters in New Hampshire. So, nothing in Maine, because they don't really have theaters out there. I don't know why. It's I Googled small performing arts theaters because I want to work in the small places, the places that need the help, the places that don't get the attention as opposed to a Capitol Theater or a Palace Theater, a big, the big 1,500 seat theaters. I would rather perform in the 300 seat theaters that don't get the attention. They probably get rented out by theater groups that attract 14 people to their shows. So if I could do anything to help them out, maybe a fundraiser, maybe something that would help them financially, maybe like a big an event, maybe like work with the schools or something, get involved like that way. I would like to do that. So all these bigger theaters, they, as much as they are struggling, they don't necessarily need the money because they get state grants and federal grants. Small theaters, like say let's make up a theater, the Tiddlywinks Theater in Burlington, Vermont. That's not a real place. That place does not exist. But say if they were a small 88-seat mini theater with a small stage, a small soundboard, and everything, they're struggling. They're going to be struggling. They're going to be looking for fundraisers and donations. If you go to their website, you're going to see like, donate here. Here's our Venmo. Here's our GoFundMe. So I want to work with them. And actually, if anybody is listening to this right now who works with a theater, yeah, that's what I want to do. I like working with small, independently owned, mom and pop theaters that maybe don't get all of the attention. But I bring my show in and I publicize the hell out of it, and that's what we do, is we give the places the attention. So that's basically what the premise of the tour is, and I want to do that. Like if I'm doing theaters, that's the kind of thing I want to do. I can honestly, like, as nice as the 1,500 seat, the 2,000 seat theaters go, those are great. But in order to get those, you got to rent them, first of all. And two, they're so strict with what you can do. You have to use their unionized workers. You have to use their soundboard, their lighting, all of that shit. You got to pay the cops. You got to pay the building manager. You got to pay the janitors and all that, when I can just do all that shit myself. And it just ends up costing way too much money. And then you got to charge $100 a ticket in order to make your deposit back, let alone a profit. I did the calculations. I'm going to be spending about maybe $5,000 alone on marketing for like the first half of the show, or of the tour. But I know I'm going to be getting the money back. I gotta spend the money on the rentals. I gotta spend the money on the advertisement. I gotta get tickets made for some of them. I gotta get merch. I'm ordering I actually already ordered backdrops. A nice pop-up backdrop. My friend Dave Riley actually gave me the inspiration for it. But it's just a simple black backdrop. Some retractable banners and shit. I'm getting shirts made. Like, I'm going all out for this fucking tour. So if anybody wants to sponsor me, that'd be great. I can't do all of this alone. But I'm hoping that by the end of the year, I at least see enough to where I can pay my crew. So. But yeah, that's the plan, guys. That's the plan. And I'm not going to announce everything until it is officially official. And when I say officially official, I mean I want all of the theaters booked, all of the contracts signed, the dates confirmed, and tickets available on websites before I announce this thing. So I figure I'm going to probably announce it in another 3 weeks. Because that is you know what? I will announce the tour first weekend of April. That's the time limit I'm giving myself. First weekend in April, and if everything is not booked like all the other theaters by then, they lost out. Maybe I'll have to do another tour in the summertime. Hint, hint, wink, wink. So, but yeah, we'll figure that out when the time comes. But I'm looking forward to it, and I hope that I see all of you guys there. But guys, I'm going to get going. I got to eat. I got to fix some things up. So thank you for listening. I really greatly appreciate it. Maybe I'll have a guest on next week. Maybe I'll get Greg Dwyer back on. Maybe I'll have my friend Mariah on, who's a photographer. So we could talk about her like travels and experiences at festivals and how she got started. I think that's what I'm going to do. She's going to be here Thursday anyway. So, all right, guys. I'm Chris Langle with Chris Langle Magic. Thank you for listening to the Magician with a Microphone podcast, and I think one of these days I will get a theme song. Until then, I'll see you guys later.